everybody. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show.
It is the pre-show before the free show. Hello, everybody. I'm Greg. That's Ashley. Tomorrow's Halloween. It is, in fact, the culmination of all things spooky season. And there is a plan tomorrow to take the boys out before coming in here to do Texas football tonight, which is fine because, show doesn't go on the air till 10:30, and the boys will be done well before 10:30. I mean, Hank's bedtime is 7:30 right now, so we should be able to squeeze all of that in. I think that the trick-or-treating thing, I think your love of spooky season is really fascinating to me.
Boot scootin' spooky.
It's fascinating to me because here are two things that are very true about you, and tell me if, again, I think they're true.
Okay.
You would know it best. One, you love spooky season.
I do.
Okay. We're 1 for 1.
Okay.
2, you hate sweets.
I hate sweets and I hate scary movies.
So
I hate scary stuff in general. Haunted houses? No. Scary movies? Absolutely not.
It kind of seems to me then that, and again, give me some space here to explore this.
Okay.
It seems like you don't like spooky season at all. What you like is fall.
Correct.
Right. You are merely using the Halloween anchor in the middle of fall, what is supposed to be the middle of fall, or at least maybe not the middle. I don't know how long fall is. Nobody knows when the season's starting to end.
It's from September, the autumnal equinox, to the winter solstice, which is about an average of 3 months on the dot, because it would be September 21st, 22nd to December 21st. 22nd.
Then actually this works because you are using Halloween, which is more or less around the midpoint of fall.
Correct.
Is that fair?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Right.
Which goes into my love for spooky season, but we can get to that in a minute. I'll let you explore.
No, I'm just saying you're using that as shorthand for loving autumn.
Correct. Because, this is definitely a geographic mindset. We're in the great state of Texas, the Lone Star State. That's why I have a cowboy ghost on my sweatshirt. When fall weather, typically when football starts, and school starts, it's supposed to signify the start of the fall time. They call it the fall semester when you go to school. Let's be super honest. August and September are 2 of the hottest damn months of the year.
August is unequivocally
the hottest month of the year.
It's the worst month of the year for heat, I should say.
So September also is incredibly hot in Texas. Yes. October is when you're starting to get real sick of the heat. But it's not genuinely until typically Halloween, spooky season, like the 2 weeks prior to Halloween, that you can get lucky and maybe have some cooler weather. And you know me, I hate the cold.
Correct.
Hate the cold.
You contain multitudes.
Yes. And I would way rather prefer the heat. I love the heat. I love the summer. I'm okay with summer. But Halloween feels like the only couple of weeks out of the year in Texas that we actually get to celebrate fall. So for me, Halloween is not about haunted houses or candies or anything like that. You were incredibly correct I can wear cute ghost sweatshirts and I can wear a sweatshirt without sweating through it. And that, to me, is reason to celebrate spooky season. And, 2, the football starts getting really good. Another reason to celebrate.
I mean, a lot of it is there's a lot of overlap with Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Like all of the reasons that we like Thanksgiving. Better weather, football, different genres of food are allowed to be introduced.
Yes.
Whether it's soup for right now, or it's all the Thanksgiving trimmings in November. So there is a lot of overlap.
Yeah, so that's how I look at my life here when it comes to the holiday season as a whole. Spooky season is just the celebration of fall and fun fall things. Thanksgiving is the single best day of the year because there's not Thanksgiving music. There's not really Thanksgiving decorations other than Mr. Gobbles, which we can talk about that at some point. But like Thanksgiving is the best day of the year. And then Christmas is not a day. It is a full-fledged season. You get about 5 full weeks of Christmas, maybe even 6 if you want to kind of go in between New Year's. So that's how I look at it. Best season, Christmas. Best day, Thanksgiving. October and spooky season is like we made it.
There are people who would tell you, in fact, Catholics who would tell you that you're supposed to celebrate Christmas like it's 12 days after Christmas. You're supposed to go until the Epiphany, I think it is. So it's like it's sometime in January. Because I remember like friends who are more religious than me who would be like, oh no, like we're keeping our tree up until like early January. I'm like, that's insane. Why would you do that? And then they were like, Jesus.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'm Catholic and I didn't know it, but I keep my tree up until the New Year. Like, I think that it can stay up until New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and then after that, it's immediately getting taken down. Because I also
we can weigh in on that at another time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
We don't get to celebrate Christmas as much as everybody else does in the early parts because we're working 24/7 doing football stuff. So it's like, honestly, the weeks after Christmas are more of a Christmas celebration. We get to go out and go ice skating, look at Christmas lights, whatever. But that's an after Christmas thing for us.
So
we're working until absolutely.
You are banking days of Christmas season.
Yeah, everybody else is out celebrating and doing all the holiday stuff while we're at AT&T Stadium for 4 straight days. Like, and it's great. I love it. I wouldn't change it for a thing, but that allows us to backload the Christmas season into the 2 weeks after. I am a strong believer in all of this. I'm very firm in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just trying to explore this because it struck me on the way in. I was like, she loves Halloween, but she hates candy. That's a pretty singular opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
And like it's the other thing is that like I'm sorry, we will get to football here in a second. The other thing is like it's another thing if it's like I don't like sweets, but like I love horror movies or like I like being scared. I like going to haunted houses. I like
oh no, I hate all of that.
Or even like dressing up. I don't think like you pretty I don't know, you feel pretty lukewarm on dressing up as far as like in costumes.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah,
but it's
like,
just
that's
when
not...
Halloween falls around a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like it has the past couple of years. Again, hard for us to do stuff.
Right. But we all have friends in our lives. We all have people in our lives who are like, I love dressing up for Halloween. My older brother loves dressing up for Halloween. I don't know how he feels about Halloween in general, but I know he loves dressing up.
Yeah.
You're not that.
No, and I think that'll change when hopefully one day I have kids. Like I wouldn't mind doing the family costume thing. I'm in on that. Brian's in on that whether he wants to be or not.
This is a no from me, dog.
Yeah, but you're not fun.
That is, many people are saying. Many people are saying. All right, hit the theme expo. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show with a chair. I'm not standing here. I'm taller than this. I am taller than this. I'm taller than I am sitting down right now. I'm sitting down. There's a chair. There's the magic of television. There's a chair right there. She's sitting in a chair, too. My name's Greg Tupper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there in the aforementioned other chair.
You can't prove that.
She is the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle. So you're telling me that based on this camp? Okay, yeah, I was going to say.
You can't prove
Never
that.
mind.
I'm not big enough to block the full
hand
chair.
rest. There's an arm rest. You are not beating the chair allegations.
I need a smaller chair so
Yeah.
I can cover it all. It's a good thing I'm in this sweatshirt too, because if not, then I
No.
would really be in trouble.
She is in a chair, folks. Today is Thursday, September.
Nope. Restart. I'm not going back to then.
Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. 28 days to Thanksgiving.
Let's
we
go.
are 4 weeks away. 4 weeks from today is the best day of the year. Happy birthday to John Adams.
Okay. Not near as cool. I know he was like a president and stuff like that, but not
Okay,
near.
here comes a...
You're going to agree with me.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Rhonda. Rhonda Hartley's birthday.
Rhonda
See,
Hartley?
look. Yeah, almost spit out his coffee because
Wow.
he agrees. Rhonda, greater than John Adams.
Yeah, I am more fond of Rhonda than I am. I'm more fond of Rhonda than I am
That's Mallory Hartley's mother, if anybody
Yeah.
doesn't know. She looks just like Mallory.
stoked on John Adams. In your face, John Adams.
Yeah.
You've been dead for 200 years.
Yeah, Rhonda, very much living.
Very much alive. It's episode 1890 something. On today's show,
93.
folks, 1893. On today's show, folks, big show. Week 10 of the Texas high school football season is here. We are going to run through our top 10 Texas high school football games of the week. Then we're going to be joined by the head coach of one of the guys in the, here's a spoiler alert, one of the guys who's coaching in one of the top 10 games of the week. That is Grant Cooper, head coach of the Montgomery Bears. He's got a big game this week against Port Neches
Bears.
Groves. We are going to hear from, be joined by Grant Cooper live. Then we're going to have Team Builder, our fantasy football draft of players we are watching in Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. Carter Yates will join us.
Boo.
Then we're going to be joined by Craig Way, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. Joins us every Thursday here on Texas Football Today. We also, at some point, I don't know when I put it in the rundown. Was it after Craig?
After Craig.
After Craig. Craig's in the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. We're going to be announcing the class of 2026 for the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, which does include some football players. We'll be announcing exclusively the Hall of Fame induction class for the Texas Sports Hall of Fame coming up here after Craig Way. Then we'll get the mailbag, answer some of your questions across the state of Texas. Get those comments on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We will get to a few of those at the end of the show. How's that sound?
Good.
I'm waiting to hear from the people, though.
The people
How's
said
that
good.
sound?
Good.
Doing the Hulk Hogan thing. Do we have first, fourth, fifth order?
Yes, and I am so excited about this. So I'm going to save number 3 for last, okay? Because this...
You could have just told me it was going to be.
No, just wait.
Okay.
First up, Tony Blaylock. Congratulations, Tony. BJWB, Big Julie Water Balloons. We're going to save 3. And then we're going to go to 4, Joey Hill. Number 3, Meese.
Oh, wow.
Miesel is back.
Wow.
Welcome back, my friend. Long time no see. Or, see in the comments, I guess.
He got his internet restored, apparently.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. That's a surprise. It's a
Yeah,
blast.
how
It's a blast from the past.
what a great Thursday. I'm glad I showed up to work today for that.
Yeah, I was going to say. About time.
Thanks.
Week 10 of the Texas high school football season is ticking down. We've got actually a large oversized countdown clock here in the studio. And it's just counting down the minutes until Texas high school football gets kicked off here in Week 10. There are massive games, 670 games across the state of Texas. There are, of course, huge district games that are going to determine. In fact, I mentioned this on the picks earlier this week that there are teams whose seasons will end this week. Are you okay?
I have a helper in the studio, and the helper's having some allergy problems. My helper can roll into the background if she wants, but if y'all heard a massive snort, it was not me.
Anyway, there are Texas high school football teams whose seasons will end tonight. Is that bringing the room down?
Wah, wah, wah.
Yes, there are Texas high school
Blow up
teams
the basketball, boys.
who will their seasons will end tonight. There are massive games, 670 plus across the state of Texas this week. I have gone through and diligently ranked all 670 of them, and I'm here to present to you the top 10 Texas high school football games of the week in Week 10, starting with number 10, Wellington and Wheeler. This is a fabulous ball game up there in the Panhandle and a district championship game that I think might be flying under the radar. And I think part of it is that I think Wheeler is kind of flying under the radar. This is a Wheeler program that has had a spectacular season so far, 7-1 to start the year, with an opportunity to win the District 5 2A Division II title, or at least take the pole position there. They have been really impressive, and I think really surprising. Creed Newkirk, their quarterback, has been excellent. But the biggest thing for Wheeler, they have like an unstoppable defense. They've allowed like 28 points all season. Their defense has been ridiculous. How does that Wheeler defense match up at home against a Wellington team led by Callan Kane, running back Noah Cantu, the weaponry that they've got? How does Wheeler's defense match up with Wellington's offense? That is good on good. That is strong on strong there in District 5 2A Division II. I think Wellington probably has the best offense in that district, and I think Wheeler unequivocally has the best defense in that district. What happens when they collide? It's a massive game up there in Wheeler, America, starting tomorrow night. So excited about that. Number 10. Number 9, Rockwall and Rockwall Heath. It is, in fact, it's always a big game when these two teams get together, but I also think it's worth kind of weighing in on the stakes here, because we've talked about this, about how, District 10 6A has an opportunity to be maybe the toughest district in all of Texas high school football. There are going to be some really good teams that get left out of the playoffs here, and honestly, it might be one of these teams. I'm not projecting anything, but take a look at District 10 6A and the way that it's shaken out. This is a massive game for all of the reasons that are not the rivalry, okay? District 10 6A, right now, Rockwall Heath enters at 3-1. Rockwall is at 2-2. If Rockwall loses this game, they're in deep doo-doo. Mm-hmm. They're in deep doo-doo. They would then be at 2-3, and there would be at least 4 teams ahead of them. Rockwall Heath has got the one loss on the season to Longview. They have been very strong all year, but they've got to bounce back after that loss last week to Longview. This is also, I think, an opportunity that there's going to be some fireworks in this one. I think there is big-time offense in this one, 2 outstanding offenses for a critical district showdown. The winner of this game feels pretty good, and the loser is probably struggling to wake up on Monday and get excited. So excited about this one, Rockwall and Rockwall Heath at beautiful Wilkerson Sanders Stadium. Number 8, Decatur and Springtown. Another game that I think is kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I think the reason why is because I think after 2 losses, well, I think it's twofold. One, I think that there is a tendency to kind of forget about Springtown. Mm-hmm. Springtown's 9-0, guys. Springtown's been rolling right now, and they've been very, very impressive all year long, most notably, I think, because of the way that they have put together their outstanding offense. Quarterback Kane Hill has been terrific. That's one of the best offensive lines, I think, in the state, or in 4A as well. This is a really critical matchup here because Springtown, I think, has been battle-tested. Decatur's got 2 losses on the year, 5-2, but they've been strong as well and gotten better as the season went on. Their running backs, Jake Milligan and Jamari Fletcher, have really stepped up. I think this game could be pointsy, and I think that Springtown's probably your favorite and can clinch. They can finish 10-0. They've got the Week 11 open date, so they could finish this season 10-0 and get ready for the playoffs. For Decatur, they've got an opportunity to snatch that district championship out from Springtown's grasp. So fascinating ball game there, Decatur and Springtown for the District 5 4A Division I crown. No.
Sorry.
Number 7, Collinsville and Munster. Another game that I'm really excited about in what has become a wild and woolly district up there. So Munster at this point needs no introduction. They have been spectacular. They're 6-2. They've got the 2 losses to 2 good 3A teams. They have gotten into district play. Once they've started playing teams within their own weight class, they've been dominant. Remember, they've got like a close loss to Pottsboro. They've got a 1-score loss to Holiday. Those are 2 losses on the year.
Yeah, both of those are 3A Division I teams.
They've gotten into district play, and they've been rolling. Pottsboro is now state ranked in 3A Division I. Collinsville's a bit more of a mystery box. So they're 7-1 on the year. They've got 1 loss. It's to Callisburg. It's a bit of it's a 3A, but it's an okay 3A. Bit of a head scratcher. But aside from that, they have been spectacular. And one of the things that I think is interesting about Collinsville is that you remember they were one of the more explosive offenses in Texas high school football last year. They were really, they were spectacular. Well, they've got a new quarterback. Paxton Davidson, the sophomore, and I'll tell you, I think his running ability is going to give them an extra edge in this game, an extra element. Munster's defense has got to be ready for this one. This is a fascinating ball game in that always wild District 8 2A Division II. I mean, there's another big game tonight I'm going to be at with Santo and Lindsay that's going to have major implications as well. This is a really intriguing matchup here between Collinsville and Munster for almost certainly, Battle of Unbeatens in district play, almost certainly for the district championship. Number 6, Port Neches Groves and Montgomery. We're going to talk with the head coach of Montgomery, Coach Grant Cooper, coming up here in just a moment. This is another district title game, and another game that if you didn't pay a whole lot of attention to, you might not have noticed how good Montgomery has been. Montgomery's been kind of a wagon. They are 7-1 on the year. And I think when you take a look at what Montgomery has been able to put together, as I try to pull up the right tab on my computer, this is a Montgomery ball club that I think has an opportunity. I think they're a problem. I'll say this. Like, Port Neches Groves, I think, is your favorite in this game. But Montgomery and the way that they operate offensively, they are very, very dangerous. I mean, this is a team that comes in averaging 49 points per game. This is a good offense. They are undefeated in District 8-5A Division II, 5-0, an opportunity to steal the district championship. Now, they get to play at home, but they're playing P&G. And P&G has, 8-0, every question asked and answered. Every question asked and answered. I think they have the best offense they've ever had under Jeff Joseph, and I think that defense has gotten even better as the weeks have gone on. Just go ask Nederland last week when they really kind of put them in a rear naked choke and choked them out. This is a fascinating ball game. I want to see. I think it's a big test for the Montgomery defense, an opportunity for them to come up with big plays and maybe steal this district here in District 8-5A Division II. Massive game there, district title game. We're going to talk about Grant Cooper of the Montgomery Bears coming up here in just a moment. Number 5, Longview and North Forney. Another district that I feel like we talk about a lot, and because it's that same district with Rockwall and Rockwall Heath, and for Longview, this is a program that obviously has got a few losses on the year. They're 5-3 on the year, but those losses are to South Oak Cliff. Those losses are to 2 other teams who I'm not remembering at the moment. They've got the loss to Forney earlier this year. I'm sorry, they're 5-3, and then the other loss was to Ruston, Louisiana. They've got the loss to Forney, and that's kind of sticking out. And it was kind of the offense kind of no-showed. Aside from that, though, quarterback Johnny Hamilton has been great. They've figured out ways to win. Now they get their big test, taking on a North Forney team that is looking to. They had that hiccup to Rockwall Heath, but they are attempting to really gain control of District 10 6A and grab that top spot. Love what they do offensively with Legend Bay. I think their defense is actually kind of underrated. I know they've got that one loss to Rockwall Heath, which went a little cattywampus on them, but I think their defense is underrated. This is an opportunity. This is good on good. I want to see how this North Forney offensive and defensive front match up against Longview because we know how dangerous they are going to be. But this is a fascinating ball game. They're North Forney taking on Longview. Number 4, Melissa and Prosper Walnut Grove. This is tasty in the DFW Metroplex. Mm-hmm. District 4-5A Division II title is on the line in Prosper. And Walnut Grove's the undefeated team, but I also think there's an argument to be made that Walnut Grove is the underdog here. Maybe I'm letting last week against Lovejoy color me here. They kind of escaped Lovejoy, and offense kind of couldn't get going. Cam Newton, they've built the whole plane out of Cam Newton. He had 43. 2 weeks ago, he had 54 touches. Last week, he had 38 touches. So they are just building the whole plane out of Cam Newton. I think a lot of it's going to come down to how well they can get Hayes Hackney, their quarterback, going. Going up against a Melissa team that is 6-1, but they're 6-0 in district play. Quarterback Brett Holloway has been terrific. He threw for 7 touchdowns last week in a really kind of a coast win over Frisco Emerson. A lot of this, I think, comes down to how much offensive diversity Prosper Walnut Grove can show outside of Newton. They've got to find a way to kind of bloom and blossom offensively. Huge game. District 4 or 5A Division II title is up for grabs here. Walnut Grove and Melissa, my number 4 game of the week. Number 3, Corpus Christi, Flower Bluff, and PSJA North. Yeah, this is good stuff. This is going on tonight, actually. And down there in the Rio Grande Valley, this is a district game, believe it or not. Corpus Christi, Flower Bluff taking on PSJA North. And Flower Bluff making the 150-mile trip for a district game. 150-mile trip down for a district game. And a lot of the question in this one is going to come down to the health of Ethan Guerra, their running back. The star running back did not play last week against Weslaco East. Is he available? Now, they had no trouble last week because, A, I think they're better than Weslaco East, and B, they were able to throw the ball a little bit, and more importantly, for PSJA North, their defense is just now consistently one of the very best in 5A. Ethan Montemayor leads the number 5 scoring defense in all of 5A Division I. Well, here comes a big test in Flower Bluff. Making that big long trip, but they're bringing with them Lucian Cruz, their quarterback, Sam Smith, their running back. This is a dangerous Flower Bluff offense. A lot of this comes down to the health of Guerra. A lot of this comes down to the defense for PSJA North. Can they hold up against a high-powered Flower Bluff attack? And how much does that travel matter? This is there's a long trip. But there's a chance that Flower Bluff's on the road right now. A lot on the line tonight, Flower Bluff and PSJA North. Number 2, Galena Park North Shore and Sheldon CE King. It's a District 23 6A title game. And I think in a lot of ways, this is CE King's shot that they have been waiting for. For years, we have heard from CE King fans who have said, what about us? Hey, we should be in that conversation with the big boys in that district, with the North Shores, with the Atascostedas, with the Summer Creeks. And I understand it. They have now earned an opportunity to elevate themselves into that conversation. They have earned that opportunity. And it's because of their offense. Deion Sims, their quarterback, Timothy Potts, their running back, Deion Sims, their quarterback, Timothy Potts, their wide receiver, LeJared Clark. They are dynamic, 54 points a game. Can't fake that. They are awesome. They're maybe the fastest team in all of Texas high school football. Well, if you want the throne, you got to go and take it. And this is their opportunity to go and take down North Shore, who they had that week 1 loss to South Oak Cliff, but since then have been terrific. Quarterback Caleb Maryland, running back Hezekiah Jones, and more importantly, I think that defense has really figured things out and rounded into form. They're playing that traditional style of defense. Excited about this one. There's a lot. This is a district title game. This is a big narrative game. I think this is very big for the future of the CE King program to say, hey, we deserve to be when you talk about the District of Doom, it includes us. This is a massive, massive game on the east side of Houston tomorrow night. But it's not the number 1 game in the state. No, number 1, Angleton and LaPorte. Staying in Harris County, Bulldog Stadium. LaPorte is more of the known commodity here. Even though they're young, running back Sean Simon, I think is their best player. He's a sophomore. They got Peyton Smith outside. He's a sophomore as well. I think their best defender is Caden Watson, who's a junior. They're young, but they're feisty. And they're dangerous. Playing at home against an Angleton team that is 8-0 and clobbering fools. Clobbering fools. The number 3 scoring offense in all of Texas, in all of 5A Division I. The number 2 scoring defense. Okay? They have the best average margin of victory in 5A. They are a wagon. And also, their opponents on the year are combined 21-45. 21-45. So if you want to say, yeah, who have you played? I think there's a fair argument to be made there. There's also injury concerns with Angleton. Quarterback Bryce Duran left last week's game, didn't return. Wide receiver Wesley Jackson, their number one target, left the game, didn't return. Well, at number one or number two, certainly target. They're going to lean on that running game, Wyatt Nealon and Jaden Moore. This is Angleton's close-up. This is Angleton's opportunity to announce to the state that they are serious business, and it's for LaPorte an opportunity to get a huge win at home and to buoy them into the playoffs as the district champion. It's a massive game down there at Bulldog Stadium. And there it is, your top 10 Texas high school games of the week. You can watch a number of these on Dave Campbell's Texan Live this weekend. Of course, we'll have highlights of many of these on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, 10:30 p.m. tomorrow night. We're Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCCF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. We are the Ballogy Hotline. We are pleased to be joined by the head coach of a guy who's got some big plans tomorrow night. We're pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Montgomery Bears, Coach Grant Cooper joins us. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. What's the vibe around the program right now?
It is sheer excitement. It's senior night for one. We have 37 seniors that we get to honor before the game. It's Halloween. I feel like a lot of other schools across the state, we're doing a blackout theme. We got some all black uniforms we'll be busting out. And then we're competing for a district championship. So it's going to be a very fun night in Montgomery, Texas.
If I had told you coming into this year that, Coach, it's going to be Halloween, you're going to be 7-1 going into a massive game with Port Neches Groves with a district championship on the line, would that have surprised you, or is this about where you expected this team to be?
Yeah, it's where we expected. If you flash back to last year, we went to P&G, and it was a game. If we would have won that and then beat Nederland the following week, we would have been district champs last year. We ended up losing by 6, had a chance to win it, 4th and 2 on our 40-yard line, just couldn't convert it. So we know this is right where we can be and want to be.
Let's do something that coaches love to do, which is talk about a game you lost. Let's go back to week 1. You guys play a good Kingwood Park team, playing a good Kingwood Park team, and come up short in a real kind of back and forth nip and tuck affair. No coach likes to start 0-1, but what do you feel like you guys took from that game that have you in the position you're in right now?
Yeah. Each week we always talk about our plan to win, and it starts with turnovers. And in that game, we turned the ball over twice. Once was in our red zone. We had a 1st and 10 on our own 19-yard line. Turned the ball over on just kind of a botched snap, cost us points. And then first play of a drive later on, we fumble, and they actually return it for a touchdown. So not only do we turn it over, it leads to points for them. The second thing in our plan to win is explosive plays. We did not do a good job of tackling. We did not do a good job of covering. I feel like that kind of exposed some weaknesses we had that we've been able to clean up over the last 7 weeks.
Talking with Grant Cooper, head coach of the Montgomery Bears here on the Ballogy Hotline on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. And Coach, I want to focus on that defense here for a moment because you guys give up 47 points in the opener. Ugly. I'm sure that film study wasn't necessarily fun on Saturday. Since then, 16 points a game. And that is, by the way, going through a difficult district, which we'll talk about. What has shifted? What has changed for this defense? How has this defense grown as the season has gone on?
Yeah, great question. One is tackling. We've been able to get guys on the ground a lot better. Our defensive staff has done a tremendous job. Our defense is led by our DC, Coach Gresham. We're not going to line up the same way each time and just play base. We're going to bring guys. We're going to shift guys. We're going to stunt guys. I love the way our kids play. We want to be known for playing with relentless effort, and they play with relentless effort. One thing that's kind of cool, coming into this season, we hadn't had a shutout on defense since 2016, and we've had 3 this season already. So those guys are playing really good right now.
Yeah, I would say so. That's making some history. On the other side, Coach, there's a couple of guys I want to make sure we talk about. One of them, it's easy to talk about QB1, Jack Merriman, and a guy who, he's thrown for 14 touchdowns, he's run for 13, but more importantly, do I have this right? 0 interceptions on the year?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
You can live with that. The stats are impressive, and if you flip on the film, he's a fun kid to watch, but you're the guy who sees him every day in practice. What is it that makes your QB1 so special?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal kid, for one. He's hungry. He's never satisfied. Every single day he shows up. He's always trying to get better. College coaches are really starting to take an interest in him. He's 6'3", 210, and he runs a 4.46, and he can sling it. So we've known how good he is, and this year with him being able to take over full-time as QB1, nothing has surprised us so far.
The other guy who I think has really blossomed, and we saw him a little bit in pieces last year, is your running back in Keldred Ben. Now, he got some run last year as a sophomore, and yet this year he's exploded onto the scene, already close to 1,200 yards, averaging nearly 12 yards a carry. This kid seems pretty remarkable. What can you tell us about your running back?
Yes, sir. He's a great young man. We've gotten a ton of positive emails on him from how he does in the school and the way he treats people. And so he's an unbelievable human being, and he's a pretty dang good football player. He's a hard runner. He's strong. He's explosive. He's probably our best blocker of any position. Like when he blocks, he's very violent, does a really good job. And then he has probably in the top 5 for best hands on the team. So he's the total package. Between him and Jack, they make our offense go.
Talking with Grant Cooper, head coach of the Montgomery Bears here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TFToday. And then, Coach, it's been a minute since I've asked about a punter, but you have a real weapon in Waylon Peters. This guy, this is a guy who's averaging nearly 50 yards a boot this season. What kind of weapon is it for you to have in your back pocket when you can be like, all right, well, it's 4th and 14. I'm not happy we're here, but we can roll out Waylon Peters so he can flip the field.
Yes, sir. It is absolutely huge. He's a Texas A&M commit. He's 6'5". When the ball hits his foot, it takes off. So it is definitely comforting as a coach knowing that, we don't like punting, but if we do, that the field position is about to change.
And finally, Coach, the reason we're talking is tomorrow night, you guys are welcoming in the Port Neches Groves Indians, a team that at this point needs no introduction, state ranked 8-0. They've been fantastic. And I'm not going to ask you to give us all your trade secrets here on the air, but when you take a look at what you're going to be up against tomorrow night from coaching, from your perspective, what do you see?
Yeah, it's a typical P&G team. Coach Joseph does a tremendous job. They're big, they're physical, they don't make mistakes, they're well coached. We definitely have our work cut out for us, but our kids are excited for the challenge.
He is Grant Cooper. He is the head coach of the 7-1 Montgomery Bears with an opportunity to win a district championship or at least get really, really close. And you guys have a Week 11 game against Nederland. I don't want to, say, but you'd be in a good position is what I'd say. And I'm sure that's the message. Coach, we appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success, and go get them tomorrow night. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. There you go. Grant Cooper, head coach, Montgomery Bears, join us here. It has been a minute since I've asked about a punter. But he is legit. Waylon Peters, rather. Their punter is. He could be Waylon Punter. He may be Waylon Punter. He is legit. A dog. Like there's an argument to be made. He is the best punter in Texas high school football. I mean, A&M commit. It's a shame that we haven't drafted him in the wild card round of the Texas high school football team builder. That was a good one. Or did you? Yet. Okay. Coming up after the break, it's Texas High School Football Team Builder. We're going to do our fantasy draft. Carter Yates will join us, and we're going to talk about all things players we're watching here in Week 10 of the Texas High School football season. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car. Thanks for coming in. And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear:
tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here at Texas Football today, getting ready for week 10 of the Texas high school football season. And with that, we are overjoyed, all of us, every single member of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football universe, Texas football family, is pleased to be joined by our senior high school writer for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And tomorrow night, my co-host on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, our friend Carter Yates.
Boo.
Pickle, I was so happy to see you this morning when I walked in. My face lit up.
Yeah. And what's your reward?
Just boo birds and tomatoes.
You would be concerned about my well-being if I started this segment with being like, "Oh my gosh, Carter's here." That would be terrible. You would be like, "Okay, someone needs to get her checked out immediately. Something is not right."
I mean, look, it's never too late to change. Do you know what I mean? It's our team builder segment. Got a lot to talk about today on our team builder segment. This is when we pick players that we are very excited to watch in week 10 of the Texas high school football season. If this is your first episode, we're going to talk. All of us have to take a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a team defense, and then a wild card, which can be any position, any player for any reason. Because she had the courage to show up to work today, we will allow Ashley Pickle to have the first pick in this week's draft.
Oh, nice.
What is your first pick, Ashley?
I'm gonna go pretty generic here. For my quarterback, I want to talk about Louisville quarterback Trey Williams. I was really impressed with the bounce back that he had last week against Hebron? ? Yeah.
That sounds right.
Because you remember they got absolutely just whooped by Coppell. They didn't look great. They turned the ball over an insane amount of times. I mean, 4 in the first half. And Trey Williams came out last week. And he had 5 different touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 4 in the air. He's sitting at almost 1,900 yards passing, 26 touchdowns. They have a massive game against Denton Guyer tomorrow night. And the reason being is if they can beat Guyer, there will be a 3-way tie for that first place crown. So we'll split the district championships 3 ways because they've all just beat up on each other. So Trey Williams, if he can hold on to the ball.
Yeah, that's been the real bugaboo.
They can win this game if he can hold on to the ball.
It feels like Louisville is one of the very best teams in the state, and also when they've lost, it feels like, I don't want to be disrespectful.
It's all turnovers.
They've kind of beaten themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've just been careless with the ball. I'm gonna make our boss really mad if this is wrong. Is that game on Dave Campbell's Texas Live?
Yes. Live on Dave Campbell's Texas
Branding.
Live.
We're a branding workshop around here. Who needs a marketing department?
Also, what better way to test if you've gotten over your turnover issues than against Zane Rowe and Kyron Haywood and that Denton Guyer defensive line? They are ferocious.
This really is like all things are forgiven if you are able to win this game and take care of the football. But yeah, I think you're exactly right. That's a good pick. Carter, you can go next.
I'm going to start it off with Huffman-Hargrave running back Drayden Bacon.
Okay. Wait,
nice.
What? Drayden Bacon put up a sizzling performance last week against
another
Livingston.
food name.
Yeah.
18 rushing attempts, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns. That is 17 yards per carry. He has 1,377 rushing yards and 19 touchdowns on the season. Last week was a program record for rushing yards in a game. I am really excited to see him go up against 5-0 Little Cypress Mauriceville in what could be the district championship there.
Yeah, it almost certainly will be the district championship. I think you're right, and that is a massive game. He's been terrific. Huffman-Hargrave has been really, really, I think, fun to watch this year, and one of those teams that flies under the radar. So I think that you're right. That's a good pick. All right. I am going to go with a receiver.
Oh.
And folks who know me know how difficult this is for me to say, but it's time to start talking about Atlanta sophomore wide receiver C.J. Whaley.
It worked.
This is so brave of you, Tepper.
This is brave. Thank you for knowing that.
It worked.
Thank you for knowing that. So Atlanta's got a huge game this week against Gladewater. District 8-3A Division I title came on the line. Is up for grabs. This game's at Rabbit Stadium in Atlanta. And C.J. Whaley, just a sophomore, There's an argument to be made, and I know what I'm saying here. There's an argument to be made. He's the most electrifying player in East Texas. He's dynamic. Go pop on his tape. He's a freak show. And CJ Whaley has an opportunity to take Atlanta to a district championship. He's a sophomore. They have a freshman quarterback in Braden Thompson. The youth movement is fully underway, but they are rolling right now with an opportunity to win a district championship. The reason this is brave of me is because Atlanta has burned me so many times. The amount of stock that I have bought in the Rabbits only to go bankrupt every time. I'm buying it on CJ Whaley. I'm in. Atlanta wide receiver CJ Whaley.
And you're ready to buy in on a 14-year-old quarterback?
I'm ready to buy in.
This is the year you decided I trust?
Year.
14-year-old quarterback, 15-year-old wide receiver. I'm ready.
He just pushes everything forward.
Hey, look at me. I am ready to get hurt again. I am.
It's like me watching a Cowboys game.
Exactly right. Yeah, you still have your Dak jersey,
Oh, if I touch the iron, it's not going to be hot this time.
Exactly right.
All right. I'm going to go with a running back. And shocker, San Antonio Davenport, in a young program, has another really stinking good running back. Barrett Fallon has been really, really impressive on the year. A big reason why they're having as much success as they're having. But a massive game against Canyon Lake. If they can win this one this week, they'll go undefeated on the season. But he's averaging 164 yards a game on the ground. He's got almost 1,500 yards rushing on the season, 31 touchdowns on the year. This kid has just been the backbone of that Wolves attack.
Wouldn't them going undefeated, is that a historic feat, right, Tepper?
Did they do that?
What a great question.
When What's-His-Face was there?
What's-His-Face? Yeah, the guy who went to Ohio State. Peoples.
That guy was awesome.
That guy.
That guy. Let's see. I can find this out for you real quick. You're listening to live coverage of me seeing if Davenport's ever gone. They have never gone undefeated in district or in regular season. They have they've won 31 games in their last 3 seasons, so it's very good. But they've also had at least one loss in the regular season. So this would be the first undefeated regular season for Coach J.D. Zimmer-Hansel if they can pull it off. But a tough matchup this week against Sam Parker, the head coach there at Fisher Canyon Lake.
And this is like a good Canyon Lake squad. It's not like a Canyon Lake squad that's been like kind of average the past couple of years. This is a very good Canyon Lake squad.
It's going to be very dangerous, but it's a good pick. What's your next pick?
Jinx.
Can I go defense this early?
You can do whatever you want.
Except for wild cards.
It's a bad pick. You can take it. Well, yeah. I got to pick a player in the defense.
Hey, wait to judge until I give you the pick because it's Lake Travis's defense.
Okay, yeah.
They deserve to be picked very early in this draft because defense wins championships. And tell that to Lake Travis because they sacked Westlake quarterback Reese Wise 10 times last week in the Battle of the Lakes, held them to -9 rushing yards. And I want to specifically shout out Carter Buck, the defensive end in TCU commit, because Coach Hank Carter over there said he might be, this is not hyperbolic, the best Lake Travis defensive player when it's all said and done in the school's history.
Wow.
And now bumped to DCTX 4-star by Greg Powers and Mallory Hartley.
Look at that. He has been terrific. He has been really, really, really good. That's a great pick.
Hank Carter, Carter Yates, Carter Buck. There's a trend going on there.
Yeah. You guys
stick
together.
A lot of Carters.
Are you guys like on a text thread?
The Carters.
Is my son on it too?
Yeah, no, it's basically me just shouting into the void like, "Hey, great win, guys!"
Yeah.
And then
you're doing great.
I got one thumbs up message, and then since then nothing. My
like
texts are green now for some reason.
Yeah, there you go.
I think they have an Android or something.
That's tough. I'm gonna go with running back, and this is a classic big time player show up in big time moments. I'm taking running back Deion Sims from CE King.
Fair.
So CE King, we talked about a huge game this week against North Shore. It's a kind of a neighborhood rivalry out there in East Houston. Deion Sims has been as good as Timothy Potts, their quarterback, has been, as good as much as I like LeJerick Clark and a lot of the playmakers they have. Deion Sims is the straw that stirs the drink for them. They go as he goes. And so far, it's been going great. 54 points a game. They will need, and he's going into the teeth of a really good North Shore defense that has really shored things up since their first week 1 loss to South Oak Cliff. If CE King's going to do it, they're going to need a huge game from Deion Sims. I think he's capable of it. So I'm taking Deion Sims. You saw him last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, I did. And I said on the Texas Football Tonight show that CE King has the most loaded backfield skill position group that I've seen in all of Texas high school football. But I also put North Shore on an article this morning of one-loss teams we need to forgive. Like they should be ranked higher if not for this one loss they took at the beginning of the year. They're number 9 right now. And they dropped all the way out of the top 25 because they lost to South Oak Cliff, which is a 5A D2 squad, to their 6A. And it was also the way they lost.
They were largely like, they got beat pretty badly. Like the scoreline is not necessarily indicative of how good South Oak Cliff was in that game.
370 rushing yards at 9 yards per carry.
Yeah.
For South Oak Cliff, but their linebackers have really shored up since then, and I expect them to be much improved against Deion Sims. So sorry for that analysis, Tepper.
No, very good. I like it a lot. Please, I'll leave. It's fine. It's great.
Finally.
Ashley Pickle.
All right, I'm going to go defense too before I take a wide receiver. Let's go down to District 31 6A. Weslaco. Solid defense, which is not something. We're going to split the season in half right here. They've played 8 games. Not something I would have said necessarily in the first 4 games, but here's the points that they've allowed in their last 4 games, which is district play and arguably the most important. They only gave up 7 points against San Benito, 7 points against La Jolla, 6 points against Edinburgh North, and they blanked PSJA last week. This defense has found some sort of success that is just absolutely working for them. They've got a big game against Edinburgh. If they can get that one, then we're looking at a banger of a game between Weslaco and Edinburgh Economides as VNA. I hope she's proud of me. She's looking at me. Yes. Okay. Approval. So we that would be huge in week 11. They've got to get past Edinburgh first, but big game.
Yeah.
Really good defense.
Yeah, that Westco defense has really kind of come to play once district play has rolled around. Carter, you're next.
Can I interest you in Perryton wide receiver Gordo Estrada?
Look, he telegraphed this, okay? We watched the tape every week on this, and it's like you'd start to pick up tendencies and stuff, and you try to jump these routes. We tried to jump this route, but there's no denying that you were going to get the ball where you go.
Made the mistake of mentioning him 2 weeks ago, and my antenna perked up.
You're like, a Perryton wide receiver named Gordo?
Well, this is not some charity pick. He had 19 catches for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Levelland last week. All 3 touchdowns came in the second half, by the way, so doing it when it counts most. The season finale against Borger, they must win this game for the final playoff spot in District 2 4A D2. So this is kind of a hipster game, and I will be so razor focused on it because if they win this game, we get more Gordo.
And we're always looking for more Gordo.
Never enough Gordo.
One of the real pillars of content around here is more Gordo. I'm going to take a quarterback, and I am going to go to the Panhandle to talk about Canyon West Plains quarterback Reed Macon.
It's about time someone picked him.
So this is not just a he has been great this year pick. Folks, if I may call you folks, Reed Macon is the 21st ranked quarterback all time in Texas high school football passing yards. He's over 11,000 yards now. Here are some quarterbacks who did not throw for 11,000 yards in Texas high school football. Kyler Murray. Case McCoy. Let's see. Who else is on there? Keelan Russell did not throw for 11,000 yards. He will almost certainly this week when they play Dumas, he will almost certainly pass Adam Schobel for all-time passing yards. He has an opportunity with a really big game. He has an opportunity, he'll need a couple games, to get to G.J. Kinney. Like, it starts getting, right now, the way that West Plains is playing, the way they're going, he's got at least 2 more regular season games. They're going to make the playoffs. It's a spoiler alert. They're one of the favorites, I think, in their region, Region 1.
Stepp and I picked him to win state.
Yeah, so he could have up to 8 more games. And I am telling you that if he plays 8 more games, we're going to be talking about a guy who may be a top 5 all-time career passer in Texas high school football. The numbers are there, and Reed Macon has been spectacular for them. They are a team to watch this week against Dumas with an opportunity, I think, to clinch a district championship. But keep an eye on Reed Macon, the quarterback at West Plains. He's a dog. All right, I think you've got to take you got to take a
wide receiver or a pass catcher. Mm-hmm. I'm going back to my game plan last week, which was teams that aren't necessarily doing too hot, but players on there that deserve some recognition. Let's go out to Shamrock. Sophomore wide receiver Cross Stambra, I believe is how you say it.
Hell yeah.
Shamrock's
having a tough year.
Yeah, they are. They're like 2-6 on the year. They're big game against Quanah tonight.
Big game against
tomorrow. Anyway, he's had almost 1,000 yards receiving on the year. He's averaging about 200 yards receiving a game. That's 15 yards per reception. He's been a big play machine when it comes to touchdowns. But yeah, he's definitely going to end up being a 4-year starter because he started last year as a freshman, but he just continues to get better and better and better. So if they can find a way to stop somebody on defense and let Cross just absolutely go loose, they can beat Quanah tonight. But that actually is a big matchup because that's for the 3rd and 4th spot in that district, and when you're trying to get seeding purposes, you're looking across at District 6, which the likely 2 teams, which is a district championship that'll probably be decided next week, would be Petrola and Windthorst, who are both undefeated in district play. So I would try to get that 3rd place spot really hard because I do not want to face likely Windthorst in the bi-district round. That does not sound like fun.
Yeah, this is when you start paying attention to what these potential bi-district matchups may be, and you're right. Like, rule of thumb, if you are in a district that matches up with a really good district in the first round of the playoffs, finish as high as possible.
Yeah.
Like, really, really try. I know you're all trying. All right, Carter.
Well, hold on. Real quick, I just want to say that I hope no media members are listening to this, but I'm working on a story for next week, final week of the regular season, of these guys are going out on their shields.
Yes.
So, like, this is the last chance to watch these guys. I'm putting Cross on there now.
He's only a sophomore, though.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So
never mind. Cross disqualified.
When you redo that article 2 years from now,
No, Shamrock's going to be, like,
really good.
9-0. They're going to be going out on their shield. Yeah,
yes, unfortunately, he's just a sophomore, but I'm excited for that article. I probably have other things from last week I can give you.
By the time he's a senior, it'll be a full-length feature.
Yeah, exactly.
2,500 word
He'll be our
feature.
cover boy.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, I'm going Fulshire quarterback Shane Patel.
Nice.
Okay.
Interesting pick here because Fulshire started 0-2 this year under new head coach Stephen Hill, who was the former co-OC at Richmond Randall, the state championship program. The offense did a complete 180 where they were the number 1 rushing attack in the nation under Nick Caduti. And then now this year switched to a spread offense. So they start 0-2, but since are 6-1. And last week he was 27 of 46 for 445 yards and 7 touchdowns. He has 2,700 passing yards on the year, and Fulshire is 4-1. I almost read 26A. They're not 20-1 in district. They're 4-1 in district 26A. So picking it up at the right time and expect them to make a playoff push.
That's a good pick. That's a very good pick, and especially like you want these guys to be stepping up when it matters most here in these final couple of weeks of regular season to lock up what could be a good playoff spot.
And their only loss at 6-1 in district is a 4-point loss to Houston Strake Jesuit, which is a pretty damn good football team.
I would say so. All right, my final pick. I'm going defense, and I'm going to go with the Springtown defense, Porcupines. They are giving up. They've given up, I think, 56 points all season, which seems good for a team that's 9-0. And by the way, they've already played 9 games. They are, according to the rankings, the number 5 defense and scoring defense in all of Texas high school football. All of 11-man Texas high school football, they've given up just about 6 points per game. And they are doing it because they get splash plays. They have 66 tackles for loss. They have 23 sacks. And I think what's got to be most exciting for Springtown is a lot of the key weapons they've got, especially in this front, are juniors. Okay, Kason Beeman, there is a junior. Luis Lascano is a junior. Rome Ewell is a junior. They have got youngsters. And so the best is yet to come. They can clinch an undefeated regular season here if they beat Decatur tomorrow night. This is a really exciting matchup there for a district championship. We talked about in the top 10 games. But the Springtown defense is worth the notoriety. I think they're going to be a fun team to watch. All right, it's now time for the wild card pick, where we can pick any player, any position for any reason. And Ashley Pickle, you get to go first.
Okay. Let's go down to Mahia. We're going Mejia Jr. middle linebacker and tight end Cash Williams. Cash with a K.
All right. Okay. It's tracking.
He's averaging 11 tackles per game. He's got 9 tackles for loss and a fumble recovery. And then he also sometimes just sprinkles in and does a little kickoff return when you want a big old tight end barreling down at you. So, Mejia Jr. middle linebacker and tight end Cash Williams. Cash with a K.
Okay. It's a strong pick.
Thank you.
You don't often see middle linebackers with the name Cash, too, so
No.
standing up against stereotypes.
Yeah, well done.
That's why they probably had to change it to a K instead of a C.
Yes.
Very true.
Where are you going?
I'm going to take it to the offensive line for Terrell, offensive lineman
Yes.
Wyatt Bland. He was the top blocker last week for a team that piled up 401 rushing yards and a 74-28 win. The week before that, they had 462 rushing yards. He is not allowed a sack all season for a Terrell team that is 8-0 for the first time since 2005. One of the best stories in Class 5A. Huge game against Crandall because Crandall is tied with Corsicana and Ennis with a 3-2 district record in 6 5A D2. So Crandall needs this game so bad. They're going to come out motivated, but all the motivation in the world sometimes can't get past Wyatt Bland. So
Correct. Yeah, you need that. You need the motivation, but more importantly, you need the dudes, and he is a dude, most certainly up front. All right, my pick. I am going to take Montgomery punter Waylon Peters. Okay.
did you have this planned or did Coach convince you to pick this?
Coach convinced me.
No, I knew the moment you said, you guys got a great punter, I was like, oh, here we go, team builder.
So here's the thing. Waylon Peter, here's the great news for Montgomery. They don't need him all that often. He's only punted 12 times this year, okay? But he's averaging 49.8 punts or yards per punt, okay? 49.8. If he were to qualify, like statistically, he would be the second best punter in all of America. All of America. There's some guy in Pennsylvania, in Hughesville, who's averaging 50, but who cares? This is the number one punter, in my opinion, in Texas high school football, Waylon Peters at Montgomery. With a huge game against Port Neches Groves, where all of the little things matter, you want your punter.
Including field position, too. It could be a big-time field position battle in this one.
I think Waylon Peters can be a game breaker for this Montgomery team. I'm excited. That's my wild card pick. That's Carter Yates. You're going to be on the call tonight in Prosper.
Yeah, we got Prosper Richland, a brand new program going up against Houston Legacy, the School of Sports Sciences, and number one overall player in the class of 2026, Keyshawn Henderson. I don't know. Here's a take, Tepper. Okay. I don't know if I've ever watched live a number one player in the state before until tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this. Trying to think last year, who's the number one player in the class last year? Like DeCorian Moore, maybe?
DeCorian Moore. Never saw DeCorian Moore live. Yeah. I never saw DJ Lagway live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is an opportunity to see greatness and a program in Prosper Richland that is playing it's like an outlaw varsity schedule, basically, where they're going to be UIL aligned next year. But they are a dangerous team, and they've got weaponry. I know they're excited there in that program, but I think come for Keyshawn Henderson and stay for an opportunity to see maybe one of the rising powers in Texas high school football.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And then tomorrow you'll be here at the desk for Texas Football Tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for it. We'll be seeing you tomorrow night.
And yeah, I have nothing else to say to you. Bye. What a dismount. We're Texas Football
well
today.
Done.
I'm a professional. We're Texas Football today. I had a dismount and then it went.
That went.
We're Texas Football today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. Let's go Austin way. We are pleased to be joined by the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. He is the voice of the Texas Longhorns. You can hear him on the eponymous Craig Way show on AM 1300 The Zone every weekday. We are joined by our friend Craig Way. Mr. Way, how does today find you?
I guess as it finds most of the rest of the state. Beautiful, sunny day. Autumn has at last arrived just in time, right, for the climactic 2 weeks of the high school football season and the rounding the far turn of the college football season.
It is, yeah. They have. It's that time of year where the weather starts cooling off and the games get even more important, and that includes what's going on this week with your day job, where Texas. And here's a statement I don't know if I ever thought I would say. Unranked Texas welcomes in top 10 Vanderbilt into DKR this week at 11 a.m. How the turntables have turned here. Texas 6-2, still kind of clinging to an outside shot of making the college football playoff and everything out there in front of them. But they will have to deal with a dangerous Vanderbilt program. When you are getting ready for this game Saturday there at DKR, what are you going to be watching when the Commodores come to town?
Yeah, it's enough to make your head explode, right? You got a top 10 team, Vanderbilt, off to its best start in 75 years. 1950 was the last time they were this good. And the Longhorns, of course, have that uphill climb. They've got 3 top 10 opponents in their remaining 4 games of the regular season. And then, of course, the other one is Arkansas, who we know how they feel about playing Texas. So, I mean, it's going to be a difficult road. They will have to basically run the table to have a shot to get into the SEC championship game. But to your question, we're always fond of talking about those trench matchups, offensive line against defensive line. And if you extrapolate that out, that goes to the running game, because here comes Vanderbilt with one of the best running games in the country, and you have the Longhorns with the number 2 run defense in the country. So unstoppable force, immovable object, all that. The other thing I'm watching is a homecoming. The starting running back for Vanderbilt is Cedric Alexander, who we remember well from Austin LBJ and helped them get to a state championship game against Stephenville a few years back. And he's been tremendous. He was their lead back a year ago. He pretty much splits the carries and these days. And they've got a lot of Texans on their roster. And so there's a lot of people that are fired up. And we all remember Eli Stowers when he was quarterbacking at Denton Guyer before the knee injury in the championship game against Westlake. And so they did bring in the freshman, Jackson Arnold. You have Arnold now at Auburn. You have Stowers, who converted to tight end, who transferred from New Mexico State. You have Cedric Alexander, outstanding running back. And then, of course, on the opposite side, the 2 guys who were running down Eli Stowers, they're from the Westlake defense, Ethan Burke, who was the SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week last week. And they also have Colton Bosick is the other one. So there's a lot of Texas high school football talent on that field on Saturday.
Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, joins us every Thursday here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. All right, Craig, among the many hats that you wear, and I want to be really clear about this before I ask him this question. I did not prepare Craig Way for this question. We do not, we text back and forth, but it's mostly about like the Dodgers or something like that. One of the other things that you have, and one of the rare talents that you have, is you are in many ways the 25-6A whisperer. You are somebody who pays close attention. This is the district in the Austin area. Vandegrift, Hutto, Vista Ridge, McNeil, the Round Rock schools, Manor. You are often tasked with helping us dissect what's going on in 25-6A. And again, I have not asked Craig if he knows this. Do you know the situation in 25-6A?
I do.
I had no doubt. I want to be really clear.
Well, here's why, Tep. Think about it. There are only 2 6A districts that totally encompass the greater Austin area. Now, Buda Johnson's in the other district that has San Marcos and San Antonio schools. But in terms of the total encapsulation of the district being greater Austin area schools, there's only 2, 25-6A, 26-6A. Let's be honest. 26-6A, we know what it's going to be. Like the only drama is how Lake Travis would do against Westlake. They obviously showed their mettle last week. So Lake Travis in the driver's seat there to be the D1 top seed there. Westlake and Dripping Springs should be Donnybrook next week to see who draws the top seed in the T2 bracket, unless Austin High for the second straight year, pulls an upset and beats Bowie, and that can throw things into chaos. But if Bowie wins, then everything is all settled and neatly packaged up in 26-6A. Would that we could say the same for 25-6A, because we know what a mess it is. You have teams like Vandegrift beating Vista Ridge, but losing to McNeil, who also beat Vista Ridge, but who lost last week to Cedar Ridge, and also lost to Round Rock, who lost to Vista Ridge. So, and Round Rock still has to play Vandegrift. So things are a mess in that district, not only because of who the 4 teams might get in, but further complicated, and this is the nerdy part that you and I like, about the swing games that could push a team from the D2 bracket to the D1 bracket. There is a gigantic game tonight at Gupton Stadium. Vista Ridge is playing Hutto. Hutto comes off a loss to Vandegrift a week ago. If Vista Ridge were to win that game, well, if Hutto were to win that game, at that point, they're in the driver's seat for the top seed in D1, because as much as it may surprise people, Hutto's enrollment has exploded to the point that they would be in the D1 bracket. They got over 2,900 students, so it would work out that way. However, were they to lose to Vista Ridge, and then they play McNeil the next week, and Vista Ridge closes with Westwood, and Vandegrift closes with Round Rock. If Round Rock does not get into the playoffs, and the 4 teams are Vandegrift, Vista Ridge, Hutto, and McNeil, then what you have is Vandegrift, with the smallest enrollment of those 4, going Division II, top seed there, unless they draw even with McNeil, who upset them earlier. But we'll see how McNeil does next week in their final game of the regular season. So it's still even the seed there. And what it would do at that point, Tep, is push Vista Ridge into the Division I bracket, and holding the tiebreaker with under this scenario, beating Hutto, they'd be the top seed. And then you would have Hutto against Lake Travis in by district, and you would have Vista Ridge against Bowie in a rematch of week 3. So it's not only the teams that could get in, it's who gets pushed to Division I or who remains in Division I and who goes D2. So yes, I know.
Other than that, he doesn't know anything
right
about 25-6A.
Yeah, that's the limit. That's the limit of Craig Way's knowledge, though. It's just that. Other than that, not much to report. And I mean that. I did not ask Craig about that. I just knew. I was like, hey, Craig, can I toss you this? He's like, all right. Been waiting for that fastball. All right, Craig. It's the meanest thing we do to each other each week. I'm going to give you 3 games, 3 Texas high school football games, but you can only go to one of them. We'll try to be a little bit geographically diverse here. Will you go to the east side of Houston to see Galena Park North Shore take on CE King? Will you go to the DFW Metroplex and watch Melissa take on Prosper Walnut Grove? Or will you go tonight down to the Rio Grande Valley to watch a matchup of unbeatens for a district championship as Corpus Christi Flower Bluff visits PSJA North? Which of those 3 are you teleporting to?
Well, I would tell you this. I might keep my powder dry on the Valley and wait for next week, because you may get Vets Memorial at 8-1 against 9-0 Flower Bluff. So I might wait on that one a little bit. The greater Houston area matchups are always fun, and then this is, and like you said, geographically diverse. I might be interested in that Melissa Walnut Grove thing, because we get to find out a little more about Walnut Grove and how for real they are, and which route it would go. Going off the grid, Granger Burton maybe. That could be a lot of fun. I would think. So like you say, it's the meanest thing you do for a reason, and those are great choices.
And I also intentionally left out the game that you're going to be on the call for tomorrow. Stephenville and Brownwood, one of the great rivalries in Texas high school football renewed. No love lost between those two kind of powerhouses. What are you most looking forward to about Stephenville and Brownwood tomorrow night?
Well, Brownwood's had some momentum now. Of course, new head coach Gerald Brixey, longtime staff member in Katy for Gary Joseph, and he's implementing a lot of the things that Coach Joseph did at Katy. Smart to do that. The key is, can they stop that incredibly explosive Stephenville offense. And there's great rivalry, like you said. Brixey, for folks who may look and say, how is it that a Katy guy winds up taking that job? Brixey's from Iowa Park, and his wife is from Eastland. So they know the area well. And he used to be a head coach at Comanche. So it's kind of almost like coming home for them. So that is curious in and of itself. But Sterling Doty is just a man of great consistency. That program is just so solid, and everybody knows what they're supposed to do. You can't be anything but impressed. And I will tell you this, Tep, having seen number 1 Salina, having seen at the time number 4 Kilgore, having seen number 6 Panther Creek, who played Salina very tough. So now getting to look at number 2 Stephenville, I'm looking forward to just kind of taking the measure of that and seeing which team I think might be the team to beat in the 4A Division I playoffs.
He's Craig Way. He's the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. You can hear him on the eponymous Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone every weekday. You can also hear him call Texas and Vandy Saturday morning live from DKR. And you can hear him on the call of Stephenville and Brownwood with our friends at Victory on Friday night. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend. And we will do it again next week when we get to start to open the present.
Breakfast tacos in the broadcast booth Saturday morning. It is, after all, an 11 a.m. kick.
That's the man. I had no doubt that he would be strapped. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate you, my friend.
All right, see you guys.
There he goes, Craig Way, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, joins us every Thursday here on Texas Football Today. We got a special thing to do today, and we have the great pleasure of announcing the Texas Sports Hall of Fame class of 2026. The Board of Trustees of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame are pleased to announce the 9 selected individuals who will be inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame on April 18th, 2026. The induction banquet presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance will be held in the base at Extraco Events Center in Waco, Texas on Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Tickets and sponsorship packages are available if you contact the folks at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, tshof.org. The inductees, the 9 inductees of the class of 2026 in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. The 1966 Texas Western Miners basketball team. Soccer player Clint Dempsey. Olympic speed skating legend Chad Hedrick. Rodeo star Charmaine James. Posthumously, football star Steve McMichael. Football star Zach Martin. Football star Vaughn Miller. Football coach Gary Patterson. And posthumously, baseball star Louis Santop. There it is, the 9 inductees in the class of 2026 in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. That induction ceremony going on April 18th, 2026, next year in Waco. You can go to tshof.org to learn more about the inductees in the class of 2026. All right, Pickle, let's round things out with a little bit of mailbag. Answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, anything you got, give them in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Do we have people who have any inkling of wanting to know what we think about things?
They do.
Okay.
Timpson, 2023 state champions, 11 consecutive playoff appearances. Will they make it to the playoffs this year?
Yeah, it is in flux for sure. Timpson 3-5, but more importantly, they are 1-2 in District 11 2A Division II. They've got losses to Shelbyville and Joaquin. Now, here's the good news for them. Well, let me rephrase. The good news for them is that the loss to Joaquin doesn't kill you. But they are facing an uphill climb because now they have to play. They play Garrison this week, and they play San Augustine in Week 11, and they got to win at least one of those. That loss to Shelbyville is a killer because that gives Shelbyville the inside edge for that 4th playoff spot. I think they're underdogs, quite frankly, but I think both Garrison and San Augustine have been good, but not necessarily super consistent week in and week out. If Timpson plays their paper, they've got an opportunity to make it. Now, the issue has been, strangely, when we talk about Timpson, their offense has been wildly inconsistent. Wildly inconsistent. When the good offense shows up, they scored 61 on Wolf City. 61. But then the last 2 weeks, they've scored a combined 26 points against Shelbyville and Joaquin. They've got to get that offense going. They are capable of winning either of these next 2 games, both of these next 2 games, St. Augustine and Garrison. They got to win one. And by the way, winning one doesn't guarantee you. If you win both, you're probably getting in. If you win one, it's dicey. But if you win 0, I know what's happening. So, huge finale here for Timpson. They got to make sure they take care of business and win at least one of these last 2 games against Garrison or St. Augustine. Otherwise, might be basketball season a little early out there in Bear Country. What's next?
How do you think 5A Division II is going to shape out late into the playoffs? Anyone standing out that you didn't have before? Anyone falling off who stood earlier in the season?
Yeah, so 5A Division II I think is interesting because what I start thinking about is where you draw lines on contenders, right? So we'll just go through the teams that in 5A Division II, and I'll either put them, I'll go down the computer rankings right now.
Half of them reside in one district.
Right. And I'll just say, okay, who's a contender? Richmond Randall. Yes. South Oak Cliff. Yes. Iowa Colony. Yes. They gave Randall everything they wanted. Port Nature's Groves. Yes. Melissa. Let's find out this week. Beat Walnut Grove and let's talk. Argyle. Yeah, I can see that. I think they're the favorite in region. It's either them or Melissa in Region 1. I think Region 1's wide open. Because speaking of which, Prosper Walnut Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Alamo Heights. I think they're the favorite in Region 4 right now. Right? You got Gregory Portland in there. They're undefeated, or they're 7-1. I keep an eye on Bastrop. I would not count out Liberty Hill. That was a team that we buried early in the year because they had 2 losses, but they've righted the ship and that offense is humming again. There are, I think when you take a look, you've also got undefeated teams like Brenham, like Terrell, right? I think Amarillo Palo Duro is a problem. I think Texas High, if they play to their paper, is a problem. 5A Division II, when the bracket comes out, it's like you're going to have 4 different conversations because you're going to have a conversation about Region 1. Right now, I'd say it's Melissa, Argyle, Walnut Grove, Anna is in that mix as well. Region 2, which is everyone. South Oak Cliff, PNG, right? Iowa Colony, PNG. You lump in teams like Montgomery. We just talked with them. If they beat PNG, they'd be a team. Midlothian Heritage is dangerous. Texas High. Region 3, District 9, right? District 9, plus you lump in teams like Bastrop, like Liberty Hill, like Brenham, the dangerous region. And then Region 4, which might be the quote-unquote weakest region, but you're going to have to deal with Alamo Heights. Bernie's won that region every single year, it seems like. Gregory Portland's dangerous. You have to have 4 different conversations then because they all have a different shape. Late in the playoffs, we're going to get some banger regional finals, and then the semifinals are going to be real stylistic clashes. That, like, let's just say you get a Bernie versus a Richmond Randall. That is a real styles clash. Let's say you get a PNG versus a Melissa, or a PNG versus an Argyle. That is a real styles clash. So late in the year, you kind of have these 4 different tournaments going on, and then you will coalesce it with real interesting final matchups heading into AT&T Stadium. All right, give me one more.
One more here for you. Little Birdie told me that you're going to be going to the very famous Mineral Wells Dairy Queen tonight.
True enough.
1, can you confirm or deny if that's true? And then 2, what do you think the order is going to be?
So that's a great question. It's a fair question. I'm heading to, Matt Stepp and I are having our annual date. We're going to Santo.
Happy for y'all.
Santo and Lindsay. We're going to hold hands.
I'm glad it's still going well.
Go to Santo and Lindsay. Matchup tonight. You got to go through Mineral Wells to get there, so we might as well stop at the Rogue Dairy Queen in Mineral Wells. We'll have a full report on this on Tep and Step next week. And here's the thing. I think you know that I am somebody who is at least humble enough to know when I don't know enough.
Yeah.
Right? It's one thing about me. Cody Worrell, the head coach at Mineral Wells, is going to meet us there. And I'm going to do the thing where I'm going to be like, why don't you order for me?
Yeah.
Because he knows it better than I do. Like, I'm a stranger in
because
strange
remind
land.
me, the menu is different. That's what's considered
the menu is different. Basically, it sounds like there was this Dairy Queen. Steph can tell the story better.
Yeah, I've heard Steph tell it.
But like the story is that there's a Dairy Queen in Mineral Wells that more or less broke away from corporate and said we're going to do our own thing. And
Which
so they
seems like not possible in today's society, but maybe I guess
I think they got like grandfathered in. They've been around for so long.
Like you would think there would be a trademark issue there, but I'm not trying to change it.
No, but apparently they put like soft serve in the fry batter.
Oh, that's right.
Like
so you got to get something fried.
Let's do
you
some
would think.
wild stuff there, and I'm excited to experience it.
Do you have a normal DQ order?
I usually get their burger, the Hunger Buster, which I think are good. I love their onion rings, actually.
Yeah,
their onion rings are very
good.
strong.
I'm a big steak finger girly.
Oh, yeah. See, that is a great call.
Steak fingers.
That's why I'm kind of, I will, it's the only place I know, like, are they the only fast food steak fingers?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is I think it's only a Texas thing. Other people in the comments might be able to prove me wrong other than that, but I know that I think the tacos
you can do it,
and the steak fingers are Texas only, which makes sense.
I think you can do, you may
can
be
do
able
chicken
to-
tenders.
You know what? There is whenever we drive to St. Louis, there is a Dairy Queen in McAllister. No, never mind. That's a different company. You might be right. I will check in Oklahoma on the way to St. Louis for Thanksgiving, but I will give you a report on whether or not you can get steak fingers at it. Is it Texas or is it like greater Texas?
Yeah,
so I'm sure they don't have it in like Oregon.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't even know. I don't think they have DQs up there.
Oh, yeah. Why would you? I mean, there's...
Do you call them chicken tenders or chicken fingers? Or does it matter on where you're going?
I don't know. I don't have a hot take. Yeah, I don't have to have an opinion on everything. I think that whatever floats your boat, I'm not going to yuck your yum.
Fish sticks.
Fish
or
sticks?
Fish tenders.
I ain't doing fish tenders.
So you do have hot takes on these things.
Well, no. If they call me fish tenders, I'm going to be like, what part of the fish is that from?
Yeah.
Fish sticks, I know, is just like taking fish and throwing it into a meat grinder. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Tomorrow night, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, 10:30 p.m. live at this desk. Highlights, scores, analysis, big-name guests from across the state of Texas. Your Friday night after party with myself and Carter Yates will bring you everything you need to know. That is the final Friday night edition. We are then shifting to Saturday. That is when we're going to starting with the Texas Football, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight bracket reveal special next Saturday night. So mark your calendars, put that in your Palm Pilot. Thanks again to Grant Cooper, head coach of the Montgomery Bears, for being our guest. Thanks for Craig Way for hopping on. Thanks to Carter Yates. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you tomorrow night for Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, and then we'll see you Monday on Texas Football Today.